Alright guys, how's it going? I just want to do a quick lesson on a kind of basic version of metric modulation. Now what is metric modulation? It's one of those things that you hear prog drummers talking about and all the jazz guys talking about, but it sounds very complicated, but what actually is it? The way I like to think about metric modulation is it's almost like an illusion. So you're just playing a constant note value, and the way you phrase that makes that feel like different tempos. And so if you accent different parts and kind of take away some of the notes and just accent the second note, etc., it starts to sound like different tempos. But in reality, it's not actually changing the tempo or anything like that, it just sounds like it. So I've got one of the most basic examples for you to work through, and it does sound really cool if you get it, and it is quite challenging, so take it slow and let's get into the lesson. So like I said, metric modulation, we work with a simple pulse, and in this case we're doing eighth note triplets. So as you can see in the hi-hat, we're just doing eighth note triplets the entire time. So the first bar we've got our normal groove, and then the second bar we're doing our modulation. So as you can see in the first bar, we've got phrases of 3, and that's the way the eighth note triplet is usually felt, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like that. And as you can see in the second bar, we've actually just got a normal rock groove, but it's played within those eighth note triplets. So if you actually just look at the notes themselves and what you're playing, it's just a rock groove. The thing that makes it complicated is you're playing that within the eighth note triplets. So that's what I'm talking about when we say we change the phrasings without changing the note value. For the first bar, it's either phrases of 3 or 6, whatever you want to count it, and then we've got phrases of 2 and 4 in the second bar, which is the modulation. The way I like to think about modulation and playing it and actually making it feel good is forgetting about the metronome and thinking about the time signature and stuff, and just focusing on the anchor point, which is our eighth note triplets. And that is the rhythm that we've got to keep going constantly, no matter what else is going on. So that's the thing you're actually counting. So let's take away the bass drum and snare drum and just leave our hi-hat. So what I've got for you is I've just accented the phrases of 3 in the first bar and then the phrases of 2 in the second bar. So I recommend you play that first and just get used to just playing that and getting those phrases in your head. Now notice how you do 4 phrases of 3 in the first bar, 1 for every beat, and then you do 3 phrases of 4 in the second bar. It's just a thing I've noticed with modulations that if you count it, they'll always add up in different ways in different ratios depending on the phrases. In this case it's 4 times 3 and then 3 times 4. Once you're happy with that hi-hat pattern and you're getting those accents and the phrasings, the next thing is just to add the bass drum in. And then secondly, add the snare drum in. This is going to take a while to get used to because you're basically changing your speed of your drumming, but because you're not actually changing the tempo and you're just changing the phrasings of that subdivision, which is the eighth note triplets, it can be a bit jarring to begin with. You'll eventually get used to the sound and it will become second nature. The key thing is just to keep that right hand going with the eighth note triplets and just counting out the phrases of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Keep that going. Once you're happy with that modulation and you're confident in it, you can take it to the next level. In the modulation, instead of accenting every 2 notes on the hi-hat with the 8th note triplets, you keep doing just the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you're still doing the phrases of 3 accents on the hi-hat, but you're just going bass and snare, bass and snare. And you're doing the modulation with the kick and snare. And that's going to sound mega and super polyrhythmic and just awesome. I love it. And eventually when you get used to these, you can actually flow between these ideas, and you can really mess with your band members if you want to. I wouldn't recommend taking this to a function band and playing Brown Eyed Girl, but if you want to go to a jazz bar, jam night, or band practice and really piss off your bassist, or make your vocalist cry, then this is the thing you want to do. So enjoy, and hope that made sense. It's a complicated subject. It's quite hard to, chuck it into a 5-10 minute video, but hopefully you've got something to work on. And until next time, take care. See you later. Bye.